Okay, buckle up, because this is going to be absolutely wild. So a few years ago, I was working this dead-end job at this sketchy bar on the outskirts of town, the kind of place where people go when they want to disappear into the background drug dealers, junkies, the occasional rundown dealer of questionable morals. Not exactly the place you'd expect to meet anyone normal, let alone have an insane sexual encounter. Enter Frankie. Frankie was this middle-aged guy, always showing up around 2 a.m. with this faded leather jacket and a scruffy beard, looking like he'd just crawled out of some 1980s action movie set. But here's the kicker. Frankie was the town's most feared local drug kingpin, not just dealing weed or pills. This guy ran coke, meth, and whatever else people were craving, and he did it mercilessly. Everyone in the bar knew not to cross him. He had this cold, ruthless vibe, like you walked too close, and he'd snap your neck without a blink. I swear, even the cops gave him a weird kind of respectful fear. Anyway, I was this shy, average 24-year-old who got by mostly by keeping my head down. One night the bar was packed, and Frankie slogs in, dripping with this aura of danger. Out of nowhere, he spots me behind the counter, orders his usual glass of whiskey, no ice, and then he waves me over. I freeze like an idiot, but I shuffle over, trying not to look like I'm about to pee myself. He leans in so close I can smell the stale smoke on his breath, and he says, "Tonight, you're not just serving drinks." I blink because I honestly don't know what that means, and then he smirks. "Take a break. Come outside." My heart starts pounding so hard I'm sure he can hear it. Outside, in this grimy alley behind the bar, it's dead quiet except for that occasional distant siren. Then, without warning, he pulls me into the shadowed corner, kisses Murrow, and demanding, and I swear every bad horror story I'd heard about him flashed through my mind. But what shocked me more was this insane electric chemistry that was just so out of nowhere. His hands were rough but controlled, and the way he looked at me was like he was both sizing me up and, I don't know, craving something real. And then he just drops this bombshell mid-kiss. "You know why I do what I do, right?" I shake my head because I honestly don't. He pulls back, looks me dead in the eyes, and starts telling me about his abusive dad, who beat him until he was 16, a hometown that chewed him up and spit him out, a long string of broken relationships, and how the drug game was the only place he ever felt like he was in control. I'm standing there soaked in whiskey and adrenaline, having this existential convo in a dirty alley with the most dangerous man in town. It's insane. Then, just as suddenly as it started, he whispers, "If you ever tell anyone about tonight, you're dead." And the tone in his voice was so eerily calm that I was sure it wasn't a joke. But here's the twist I didn't tell a soul. And I never went back to that bar. I cut every tie I had with that place and moved states a year later. I thought that would be the end of it. Fast forward to about 6 months ago. I'm at this upscale corporate event now working a legit 9, and guess who rolls up as the keynote speaker? None other than Frankie, the infamous kingpin, now Frank Jameson, a surprisingly successful entrepreneur who apparently cleaned up, went legit, and started this multi-million-dollar rehab and recovery charity. He spots me from across the room, walks over, and smirks like he's got this secret. Turns out he's been watching my career from afar. Who knew? And he tells me, "I never forgot you. You're the only person who ever made me feel like I didn't have to hide." Long story short, we ended up reconnecting this time, not in a grimy alley, but in a penthouse suite. And yes, the chemistry was still insane, but now it wasn't the dangerous adrenaline-fueled mess it once was. It was real connection wrapped in smoke and redemption. So yeah, my most insane sexual encounter was with the toughest, most terrifying drug lord I ever met, and it turned into something neither of us saw coming, a second chance at something real. Also, for the record, no regrets, no cops called, just a crazy story I'll never forget.